Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Sporty Spotlight, your one and only football podcast with two idiotic men talking about football wearing onesies.
Couldn't
Okay.
do it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Mine's related though with the footballs.
Yep, go on.
But I wanted to say, and I'm going to tell you now, after your amazing achievements that I saw,
Oh yeah?
for getting onto the scrimmage on BBC Radio Norfolk, I want to
Yeah.
say well done on that,
Thank you.
thank you for the people showing support on his when he was on there. They should definitely come and collab with us
Yeah.
because 40 Spotlight couldn't be any
Yeah, I
more
might
major.
see if Henry's up to get on here at some point. That'd be lovely. That'd be fun. He's one of
That'd
the
be nice,
producers.
yeah.
And yeah, maybe even Chris and Jack. That'd be fantastic. Right. So let's
I love the
plenty
mention of BBC.
Yeah, so plenty of action from the good old Premier League from this weekend. One that I wanted to talk about, one that I really wanted to really needs to be mentioned first. It's probably the biggest one, so let's just get it out of the way. Liverpool 2, Manchester United 2. Somehow Man United turn up to
I forgot
somehow United turn up to Anfield and play like it's 1999 again. They should have won. They really ought to have won, honestly.
Maguire's miss
Yeah,
at the end. Oh my my!
I think it was okay. First of all, it was bobbing. It was sort of like a bouncing ball. It would have been more difficult for him to control. B, it
Luke Shaw told me though. My mum was on benefits before I played the game. But continue what you were saying.
B, Xerxes looked in an offside position. To be honest, hey ho.
Yeah.
And C, Maguire's still the GOAT.
Mm.
He's still. Oh, I mean, no,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna glaze it. But he still played well. He still, put in
Yeah.
a very good shift. So the first one that was probably the biggest or most eye-catching. Tottenham 1, Newcastle 2. It gets worse for the Spurs. Ange Postecoglou seems to be knocking ever so closer to the job centre door. It's not looking good for him. The fans are turning on him. That's what I can see happening. I've talked to Spurs fans. They're in my opinion, they're turning on him.
I don't get why though, because I rate him.
Yeah.
I rate him.
To be fair,
I just don't know why. But there is one thing I have to talk about myself. VAR is the biggest mess of football technology you will ever see. There will be nothing worse. How on earth Newcastle get that second goal with no handball is crazy.
Yeah. And it didn't really go well for their North London rivals either. Brighton 1, Arsenal 1. The Seagulls steal points off the Gunners once again, and
we've got controversy.
Yeah, we do.
I'm gonna get your take before I say mine. Was it a penalty for Brighton? Yes or no?
I'll be perfectly honest. Can I be perfectly honest with you? I'm literally gonna pull up the highlight right now. I didn't look at it.
I've seen it.
I was just focusing on
As our man here is gonna quickly go look through the highlight very late, I'll get my view.
Go on.
It was so obviously a penalty. What do you mean there's ball first or it's an awkward position? Saliba literally headbutted João Pedro and there was nothing else you could do about it.
Yeah.
You can't say it's bound to happen. Saliba generally just headbutted the guy.
Yeah.
He misses the ball and he just goes bang, proper at his head.
Indeed. Yeah. Right. Let's get it up. It's in the second half, wasn't it? So it should be coming up very, very soon. Okay. So decent. He's open there. He's gone down. Yeah, that's Stonewall. I don't know why. I don't understand why. Why Arsenal
fans say it's not a penalty.
I don't know why Arsenal would be protesting about that at all. That's a Stonewall
because Arsenal
penalty.
are delusional.
Saliba, he headbutts him. That's
that's what I said.
Contact there. That could probably cause concussion in the wrong places. Like if that was any harder, it would have probably been him off. Potentially out for a couple of weeks or even months. So, more from the Premier League. More woes from West Ham. Losing 4-1 against bottom of the table in terms of form, Man City, away from home. It's just embarrassing, really. And you know what? The one thing I wanted to talk about, the absolute blimming. How are TalkSport messing up news? Like, news as important as that? Seriously, they're supposed to have. I know they've got inside people inside every Premier League, inside every Premier League stadium, but you know they can't put something out. They can't put a piece of news out like that without it being confirmed. I've lost a lot of
I'll
faith
tell
in
you what.
TalkSport now.
Oh,
Go
I
on.
don't, because I'll tell you what. 15 years, Lopetegui. I
No.
love that guy. I love that guy.
Oh, yeah, of course you
Millwall
do.
legend before he's even came to the club, mate.
Hopefully he gets sacked, and then Alex Neil decides
Graham Potter.
I can't do this, and then next big news: Millwall have appointed Julen Lopetegui.
Oh, I'll take Lopetegui. You can take Alex Neil. I do not want that guy.
No. Well, let's swiftly move on. Right. So, but you know, there's one team that no Premier League team seems to be able to be worse than at the moment, and we both know who that is. Why don't we just say it both together?
3,
Three,
2,
two,
1. Southampton.
Yeah, it's
You were so late on that, but
yeah. Sorry. That
even Millwall beat Southampton last season.
okay. That says a lot.
Pick up Neil Harris.
Yeah, it was awful. Losing 5-0.
Oh,
5-0 at home again. It's just
to Brentford.
yeah. It's not acceptable.
I just want to say a massive thank you to Brian and Burmo for absolutely saving my fantasy Premier League game week this week by getting those 19 points to me. I would have captained you otherwise, mate.
Yeah,
Just
okay. It was
on the record.
definitely another night to forget for the Saints, and you know, Juric doesn't seem to be getting any stability at the club either. Well, you know, but to be honest, they weren't ever going to get someone like Jose Mourinho, but it's
I can relate that to Nathan Jones when he joined Southampton.
yeah, well, nothing's changing. But also another thing I want to talk about Southampton. Ben Brereton Diaz could be on his way to the Championship. This could be interesting.
Oh,
I don't rate him personally, even with like
I
someone
rate him.
who's like, yeah, of course you do. You'll take anyone.
I mean, yeah, that's
Joking,
true.
I'm joking. But
No, we would.
yeah. To be fair, you know, I think maybe potentially, like being realistic, a team like Millwall he could thrive potentially because he can't do it at Premier League level.
I would never have him in Millwall after he made it 4-3 that day when we could have made the playoffs. I would never forgive that man ever again in my life.
Fair enough.
But then I'll never forgive George Long either.
Well, dear God, he's going to be in goal this weekend. Probably.
Ooh.
Probably.
I mean, Dagenham and Redbridge better go easy on Millwall.
I can't believe you're saying that. The fact you're saying that is actually just priceless. So that's.
I'll tell you why in a second when we get to that highlight.
Right. We'll do the preview of the big old FA Cup weekend that's coming up ahead. But that's
What, before we do that? Hang on a minute.
We always do the previews at the end.
Yeah. You've completely forgotten 3 other leagues here.
I know. I said we'll do those at the end. I know I was going to go on.
Well, I just thought you were saying now.
Oh, Danny boy. Oh. So, now let's move on to the good old EFL Championship. There's always drama. There's always drama being cooked up in that league. And this weekend, we got even more of that. Norwich City 2, Coventry City 1. Amankwa Forsen with 2 moments of magic in stoppage time to take 3 points for the Canaries.
And
Sky Blues get the Sky Blues.
Norwich get goal of the week, which is not biased in this guy's words.
Amankwa Forsen.
Definitely is. No, I'm joking, it ain't, because I've seen the goal. Now I'd definitely give it goal of the week.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. I'm absolutely delighted for him. He's had Forsen's had a rough start to his time at Cara, and you know, his time in England in general So to do that, that's going to be massive for his confidence going ahead. So really, absolutely, I'm absolutely delighted for him, and the only way is up. The only way is up for him anyway. And let's go on to Millwall, Sheffield Wednesday 2, Millwall 2. This happens every time we talk about
This. Right. This. Not dealing with that. We're not dealing with that.
Oh. Okay.
Right, I'm going to give you my full analysis before you even ask.
Go on.
Should have been about 5-0 to Sheffield Wednesday. Joe Bryan is an absolute waste of space, and I want him out my club. Sheffield Wednesday were lucky to miss the penalty. And what else? I want a new manager.
You want a new manager already? You're already sick of Alex Neil.
Alex Neil is not good.
to be fair, like it was to talk about, his playoff exploits with Norwich City and Sunderland, but that was a long time ago now.
Like that really good Norwich squad, and he finished 7th.
Yeah. God. Yeah. Well, let's move on. This one's probably one that less people will be talking about, and actually, we can talk about 2 bits of news here. Stoke City 0, Plymouth Argyle 0. Plymouth don't lose on the road for once. It's
Way! Plymouth just don't lose. That's full stop, mate.
Up the Argyle. Yeah, so that's a big away point for them. Really, it really is.
Stop.
And Pieface for once isn't having a meltdown on his channel, which it's kind of sad because we all do get entertainment out of those, but yeah. But yeah, it was overall a good day, and also probably
very mid-game, but a very good point for Plymouth.
Decent point for them. They're now on 20 points, which is really where they need to be. They need to be getting themselves up because they're bottom of the league, and they're currently they're Portsmouth, Hull, and Cardiff all level on 23 points at the moment. So they're able to get one win, then they're out of the relegation zone. Well, if they get a good goal difference, that is.
Which is non-existent in Plymouth Argyle after their recent results under Wayne Rooney before he got sacked.
Well, Wayne Rooney is the stuff of the past now. And talking about managerial replacements, they could be getting the one and only Championship maestro, Huddersfield Town legend, David Wagner.
I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say David Wagner may be a step in the wrong direction.
Really?
He's too defensive. With a man like Morgan Whittaker, you can't be defensive.
Yeah.
They need an attacking guy.
Yeah, that's true. It was honestly, the last 2 years at Norwich that he had, they were quite painful, really. But there were a lot of good moments in there. Of course, the majority of the football was very boring, especially playing defensive football with players like John.
I just think I felt under Neil Harris.
But yeah, it was just like wanting to be the underdog a lot of the time, which was unhealthy, really. In hindsight, was unhealthy, but yeah.
Oh, even better. How do you think I feel under Alex Neil?
If I speak, I'm in big
I'm
trouble.
just going to keep this.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Yeah, exactly. That's what wise man once said. We should have got him as our manager. He said that non-European team, he would go to us. Come on, Jose. Phone's still there, mate.
That would be absolutely scenes. But yeah,
Just the radio rocking up at the den.
God, oh my god. The last 2 results from the championship that are worth getting onto. Blackburn Rovers 0, Burnley 1. Zian Fleming, the point blank header to take 3 points back to Turf Moor. Oh, of course you love Zian Fleming, don't you?
If he played as good as he does for Burnley as he did for us, maybe yeah. But he's always been a good player. I can't say much.
He And very, of course, it's not just a win in the derby for the Clarets. It's also a massive 3 points.
A win in the league.
It's a very big 3 points. They've gone back up into the automatic places. They're 1 point behind Leeds, who are at top. And now, let's talk about them.
Which leads to this.
Yes.
Leeds 3. Hull City 3.
Leeds have
Ruben
done it
Sells
again.
picks up a point.
Leeds have done it again. Abu Kamara.
And I'm falling apart again.
2 moments of magic to, redeem himself for that plunder against Middlesbrough. There's no other way of really putting it. But yeah, I don't like the way how he left Norwich. I thought it was like a bit of bad attitude from him. He was attitudinous and it was also quite arrogant of him as well. But, him doing
Wait, hang on, which player is this?
I'm happy. I'm happy to see him doing well.
Oh, Abu Kamara, yeah. I forgot about that thing with him. Yeah, quite the response.
Indeed he did. Yeah.
I'm shocked Hull didn't win the way Leeds played that day, to be honest.
Yeah, same here, honestly. Yeah, and Hull, they really need to pick up the points because they're in a completely different position as they were last season. Last season they were fighting for playoffs, now they're fighting relegation. So every point counts. Every point counts.
Which shows what I said this. I never said this on the podcast, but I said this to myself. That Hull last season was just a good team because all of their players were loan players. They had no good player that was not a loan. All of their good players were loan players, like Anna Sorori, all these other guys. And Brazinha was good, and they go and sack Brazinha.
It's just ridiculous. That was ridiculous, honestly.
Should have gone to Millwall.
The football that man was playing, honestly.
With Hull City.
Yeah. So... And probably worth mentioning from Monday Night Football, which we don't usually get in the Championship. QPR 2.
Oh, yeah.
QPR 2, Luton Town 1. It's getting worse for Rob Edwards, but I don't see him getting sacked anytime soon, to be honest.
I saw a stat where Cifuentes is won 9 of his 11.
Yeah. He has.
Something stupid like that.
Yeah, QPR, they're on a roll. They really are.
I'm going to have one very pleased granddad.
Yeah, he's starting to play, some of the football that we saw glimpses of last season. Because, QPR, I thought in the second half of the season they were brilliant. They were.
No, they were. Second half wonders, eh? No, yeah, I'm joking.
Indeed. Well, it happens. It happens. So, from League One, going on to League One, Wickham drop very valuable points against the Tangerines, aka Blackpool, which is,
Blackpool seem to be good against these good teams. They've been the reason why some of these good teams have failed to pick up these good points. It seems they either beat them or draw to them, but they never lose against these teams. But when they need to win when it matters, it just seems to go out the window.
That's Steve Bruce ball for you.
You can't hate on Steve Bruce, to be fair.
Nah. Good old Stevie. Norwich legend. Ah. Milk Cup winner. Iconic. And, Birmingham City get some of the limbs of the weekend. Limbs of the weekend at the DW Stadium against the mighty Latex. Wigan Athletic lose 3-0 at home, and that puts them back at the top of the league where they want to be, and
where they should be.
Yeah, it is where they should be, really, with all the money they spend in the transfer window. Also, worth mentioning, how much do you reckon the teams that not only Birmingham City, also other teams that are in the Championship, which is honestly what I think their standard of squad is. What other team? Who do you think they could Do you think they could go to town in the transfer window or chill?
Who? Birmingham.
Yeah. Could they sign anyone?
Well, I don't know. Really, it's just you don't know because Birmingham are still in that top 2, and I'd say they're solid in that top 2, which I think they are, in my book. But you don't really know. No, that team's good, but it doesn't need improving.
Yeah,
Especially after spending 20 million as a League One side.
yeah. Honestly, I love the way that League One is going this season. It's honestly stacked, if you ask me. It's a stacked league, if you ask me. It's got so many good teams, and also a lot of ex-Premier League teams in there as well. Like, Birmingham and Wigan used to be in the Prem, so that tells you a lot. So let's go on to League Two. In the
So
first
did Oldham Athletic, right?
What was that?
Oldham Athletic.
Oldham. Oh, yeah, they used to. That was a very long time ago. Yeah, that was
Many moons ago.
It was many moons ago, many moons ago, and look where they are now. Yeah, they are. They actually are. They're playing Eastleigh right now, actually, which is quite coincidental. I just realised that.
Right now?
Yeah. Yeah,
I thought there was no National League on.
Oh God. Mate. They've got so many midweek games in the National League. It's actually ridiculous. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, really, why they've got so many of those. I mean, I like it. It's good, but it's very fixture congested league. That's for certain, because it's probably just so hard to get out. So they just need as many games, because the more games you play, the more points you can take, of course. So, and they need to take as many as possible. So going on to League Two, the main bit of news from this week. Andy Cook. How long is he out for? Do you know? He's injured. It's bad. It's not good for Bradford.
I don't really know.
Yeah, well, he's injured. He's injured for Bradford now. That is going to be a huge loss for them, and also a huge loss for poor old Ellis Platten and Alfie Endra on the gaffers, which yeah. But yeah, they seem to manage this week all right without him, with a 3-1 win over Grimsby Town. So yeah, another big result for Bradford. They need every single one that they can get. And honestly, the one that was surprising to me, Crewe Alexandra 4, Bromley 1. Do you know Bromley they were on a bit of a run, to be fair. They were. And they've been on good form.
I never expected mid-table.
No, neither did I, really. Relegation scrap on maybe bottom half. But yeah, it was quite surprising from them, but
In their shift.
But that sort of thing happens. They're getting new reality doses every week. They're still very certainly adapting to the league and to the standard as well. Their possession stats tell a lot of that. So yeah, they've still got a long way to go, but I think by their standards that they've probably got for themselves, I think they're doing all right. So, okay, right, well, in that case, I think we've pretty much covered all the stuff from this week. Also, so let's just move on to the preview, and also, one thing I'm hoping to tune into after this, the Carabao Cup semi-finals are finally being broadcasted on ITV, for God's sake. At last.
See how he leaves his co-host straight away after the
Yeah.
podcast? This is what he does.
Well, Arsenal are
Just
playing...
leaves me.
No, I could never leave you. I need you.
No, I'm joking.
Well, Arsenal are currently playing Newcastle at the moment. That's the first leg, and the second leg tomorrow night is Tottenham versus Liverpool. So,
You do mean second game, right?
Yeah, well, second. Yes. Sorry. Oh my God. My words are all over the place at the moment.
It's alright. We've been there before.
Yeah. So one of the biggest and most enjoyable weekends in the English football calendar is coming up. The weekend of the third round of the FA Cup. Let's have it.
Millwall have never got past this stage in years.
I wouldn't say years. You got to the blooming quarterfinals in 2017. That's not too long ago.
That was the Carabao Cup, wasn't it? When we played Spurs and lost 6-0.
No, that was the FA Cup. You knocked out Leicester in the 5th round.
I can't even remember it. That's bad.
That was the
No,
year.
because we lost to Palace in 2022. 2023 we lost to someone. We
You lost
lost, but
2023. 2024. You lost to Leicester at home.
yeah, oh, it was
2023.
Sheffield United.
Ah, yeah.
2025 is the year changer. All right.
Okay.
No, it's not. Dagenham and Redbridge are knocking us out.
Well, I'm probably gonna say the same thing about Norwich. Because Norwich.
Well, you got Brighton. That's a completely different story.
Yeah, that is a very different story. But I think the one there are probably a few that are probably going under the radar. There's one I think is going under the radar that I've just seen. Wycombe Wanderers versus Portsmouth. You know, that could be,
Ooh.
you know, Portsmouth.
That's really good.
Portsmouth sort of struggling in the Championship. Wycombe high flying in League One.
It's the Akinfenwa effect. I mean, he has no effect to it. It's just because he played for Wycombe.
And also because he's a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, Everton versus Peterborough. Ashley Young could be lining up against his son, Tyler Young, which is quite mind-blowing.
Which shows how old Ashley Young is. He is not young. It's Ashley old, mate. You got Ashley old against Ashley Young.
Ah.
I should have called him Ashley as well.
And the 8 o'clock kickoff on Friday night, good old Friday night football. But it's not going to be Friday. It's not going to be good old Friday night football for West Ham fans who have to make that very long journey to Villa Park to take on Aston Villa. Probably another thrashing, but Lopetegui still won't get sacked. Yeah. See, look, even as a Millwall fan, you're getting sick of this every week. Every week, me screaming for Lopetegui to get out.
Just have to be that.
And another one that, you know, I think not enough people are talking about. Bristol City versus Wolves. Now, you know, Wolves have got themselves into, you know, a more stable position. But, you know, I've seen Bristol City in the FA Cup, and it's quite a sight to see.
Of course, I'm not that.
It's a sight.
Oh, yeah, you have, haven't you?
Yeah, of course I have. I have. And
I forgot about that.
I've still got nightmares from it, alright? Those limbs. The limbs that day were probably some of the best limbs I'll ever see in my life. No word of a lie. But, you know, I wouldn't mind Bristol City to do something here. Really, I wouldn't. Because, you know, Wolves are, you know, they're not doing as well as they want to be. They just lost 3-0 at home to Forest, even though Forest, you know, they're doing absolutely fantastic at the moment. It's bad. You just don't know what you're going to get with Wolves, honestly. You really don't.
No. You don't know what you're going to get in the FA Cup, so.
No, of course you don't. So you're always going to get that. You're always going to get that blimming the one FA Cup tie between two Big Six teams, because it always seems there's just two Big Six.
Oh, it's always that nonsense.
Yeah, it's rubbish. But we've been served that up again in the form of Arsenal versus Manchester United.
Wait, hang on. You said two top six teams, and you said Man United are a top six team.
I meant
just think about that real quickly.
I meant like Big Six, but even though Man United,
they are not a Big Six team at this point in time right now.
Not in this point in time. Yeah. But yeah,
they're Big Six for relegation, mate.
Yeah.
You'll be seeing Anthony against Ryan Leonard soon. Don't you worry.
I question if he'd even get into the Millwall team, honestly.
Oh, he wouldn't.
But the one that I am going to this weekend, which I'm I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, Norwich Brighton. It's going to be an interesting one. To be honest, I don't really care about us going on a cup run, even though it would be nice. It would be very nice, but you know, I like to see us focus on the league because I think we're capable of playoffs. Even though, you know, I probably did say that last year. We did get playoffs, and then we got, and the much less said about that, the much better. So, yeah.
I'm thinking of something like that actually when Millwall played Dagenham and Red.
Yeah.
Get it on my television. Maybe I do a proper Mark Goldbridge thing. Watch a game here. Have you lot there?
You should.
Go live.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll think about that.
Yeah, do that. You could live stream it on your YouTube. That'll be cold. That'll be cold. And then, I wonder if the reactions would be similar to what, Mark gives us a lot of the weeks. Well, and probably the last one, the big televised one that, has caused a lot of controversy over the last couple of weeks. Tottenham travel to Staffordshire to take on Tamworth.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh. So yeah, Tamworth have been causing a bit of trouble over the last couple of weeks with their ticket prices, but they're still sold out regardless. And I can imagine that Tottenham have sold out their away end as well. So yeah, this will be an interesting one. So, thanks very much for tuning in this evening, guys. Hope you have enjoyed. Make sure to check out the video on Saturday, and I'll leave one of the previous videos up there on your screen. So yeah, thanks very much.
And we'll see you for FA Cup action.
So please do consider.
And the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, so please consider liking and subscribing to both our channels to help us grow, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye bye.